Hey guys, I'm back. How's it going? Figured today we would take a look at an shfiguarts figure that I was actually looking forward to. So, first of all, if you didn't watch the unboxing, yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm a fan of Naruto, but aside from that, before we get started on this, I want to say thank you. I'm so happy to see the channel growing, finally, in viewer count and subscriber count. I really do deeply appreciate that. That makes me feel pretty good. On top of all the positive comments, it just helps so much. You guys don't know how much that makes me feel encouraged to keep going with this. So, thank all of you that subscribed, and thank all of you that watched all of my content. There'll be plenty more hobby content where that came from, so hopefully you guys stick around and for more hobby content I've got in the future. Now, let's get back into this. Let's go ahead and just say right off the bat, he looks fantastic color-wise. I mean, you could not ask for a more color-accurate version of Kakashi out there. The matte green looks nice. The dark blue looks good. The browns look good. The white could be a little better. The silver running down the zipper is great. So first things first, we're going to take a look at the size, which again, for a figuarts is quite surprising given the scale. He stands about 6.5 inches, pretty much the size of most domestic figures like Marvel Legends used to be. Not so much anymore. I mean, they're slowly creeping to 7 inch, but yeah, I mean, he's roughly the same size as the Anime Heroes version. Now, the rest of the line's pretty small, but that's because they're all essentially kids. He looks great, like I said before. He looks phenomenal. I mean, this is just great. The matte effect plastic, the metallics are just beautiful. The metallics on the zippers are good. The buttons look good. If they're not accurate, it doesn't really matter. The figure just looks too good because of it. I mean, this little pouch looks good here on the back. Everything's a matte finish. Even the parts that are painted in a matte finish, so you have no glare off of them. They look great, in all honesty. This thing looks exceptional. And of course, the variety of interchangeable hands, interchangeable faces. Matter of fact, I'll just show you that right now. Because I got the whole tray right here off to the side with me. So, and again, it's a lot, surprisingly. So, everything you'll be getting with the figure is 6 sets of hands, the 1,000 Years of Death hands, a surprised face, the eye closed face, spilling them out on the table. Okay, you get surprised. You've got one that surprised me, which was the eye closed. You've got one eye closed with the old school, come on, focus. The old school Sharingan look for early Naruto. You've got both eye, one eye closed with the other type of Sharingan variant. And then you have a completely interchangeable head that has both eyes open, the Sharingan eye and the regular eye. The reason this is important is because they're keyed two different ways. You have these two that are keyed straight, plus this one, and you have these that are keyed at an angle because obviously they have to be. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done it. That probably wasn't the best idea in the world, was, me tipping that over. But aside from that, I mean, I don't really care. He's going to be probably displayed with only like 1 or 2 of these, period. The 1,000 Years of Death looks good. These for various other jutsu as well. It's a little mispainted here on the fingers, but again, that's just a small issue. The metallics look great too. Variety of hands. You've got, open hands. You have a matching pair of these. Open hands. You have more of your, get them out for you, or your clawed hands, or other type of style pose hands. You've got slightly deeper claw or potentially gripping hand. So that looks pretty good. And then you've got a pair of these for each side to hold the book it comes with, obviously. Then you have the waving and ninjutsu hands that also look great. Needed accessory for Kakashi. And then you have a hand specifically designed for holding on to the headband, which is nice. It's made, it also works a little bit better with this one, I myself personally think. But yeah, I mean, it's just made to hold on to the headband. It works. It works very good. Of course, he's got his book. Obviously, I mean, there's your cover. There's the inside. Not much to it, really. It's just there for more of a goofy accessory. Just fits in the hand like so, and looks really good. Especially looks good in the figure's hand. Now, let me address my first complaint, though. You get a nice spread of accessories for the figure, but really the only character-accurate accessories other than the Sharingan eyes are the book. Kakashi is a very physical melee fighter. I would like to see kunai, maybe Zabuza's sword, because, you know, for a $70 figure, I mean, I'm expecting some amount of weapons in the box for a $70 figure. I understand why they don't for some things, like the Anime Heroes line, but I would deeply appreciate it if we got weapons from him. Also, that's a great face sculpt. I mean, that looks how Kakashi looks. I mean, looks fantastic. My only complaint about with him being a $70 figure is that areas like right here, and just right here and right here, that are wrapped, have no shading. There's no shading really on the entire figure, so that's not a problem on the greens or the blues because they're sculpted in the way where they shade themselves naturally. Same with the hair. Hair's got, I think, a little bit of purple shading in spots. It looks like it, at least. Maybe back here. But yeah, no shading on the white kind of makes it look like a tube sock, or that it's unfinished. That's not the best thing in the world. Aside from that, though, the figure looks pretty good. There's some lacking paint details that I think for $70 could have really been added, like a little bit of maybe a wash in here, a wash on these, make it pop a little more. But then when you're mass producing a figure, that can be a little tedious to do. Now, of course, you've got good articulation. Shoulder will go out that far. Bicep will swivel on its own since it's its own thing. It's connected via a ball peg. I don't know how well you can see that, but ball peg in a socket. You have a butterfly joint that doesn't really get that much more motion out of it. Double jointed elbow. It's good enough for the character. The wrist is on a ball hinge, and again, works great. About as good as you would normally expect. The diaphragm is on a double ball peg, and the pockets block a little bit of the forward movement, but you get about that far, nice pivot to the side, The lower abdomen helps a lot too. The head is on a double ball peg, so you can get all kinds of range. You want up, you want down, you want to pivot this way, pivot that way, and this is loose fitting enough to pivot out of the way for the most part. Look up, look down, have some attitude. It's great, really. The legs are very impressive. The legs kick out, fully vertical. They are on a rotation here. It also doubles as another point of slight hinge. They hinge all the way out so you get full splits. Not much in the way of kicking back. There's a double jointed knee. Looks great, gets plenty of range. Doesn't look bad from the front either. The fore part of the leg swivels. That's probably just more for an assembly thing than it is a needed sculpt. And you have a ball hinge here to pivot the ankle around, which is surprising. You have a toe hinge that's actually placed pretty good and looks pretty good. Even articulated looks pretty decent. Goes that far forward, that far back. They continued to paint, which is nice, so that's good. You get a deep hinge that goes about that far in, about that far to the other side. All in all, he looks great. I mean, he's a figure that I was excited for. I was going to get him anyway. Most of that's due to the fact that I just like Kakashi as a character. But that is a problem, though, that he doesn't have any weapons, like Zabuza's sword, the kunai, which he's known to fight with, or even Chidori. That would have been great to come with a lightning effect for him. You can't really tell the Sharingan eyes apart because, I mean, they're microscopic for the most part. You get a magnifying glass, but yeah, not going to do that. What I say he's worth $70, though, that's kind of the problem, is that Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto are all cheaper. They range from $35 to $50, and they are just as good, if not marginally better, than Kakashi. Basically meaning they come with the accessories they need, they come with the parts they need, they come with everything they need to make the characters accurate. For Kakashi being $70 doesn't really seem like it's worth it too much. He's the only figure in this line, mind you, so far that retails for $70. I've not looked at the price of Obito yet, but I'm sure it's probably going to be $70 and probably have just as many, if not more, accessories. And they all have a lot of accurate weapons with the characters. I mean, Sasuke has both of his swords, from what I could tell. But aside from all that, the articulation's fantastic. The sculpt's great. The paint makes this figure look wonderful. And they scale good with, and he scales good with the Anime Heroes line and the model kits. Now, I was able to use a website called TOM, which was able to get me this figure for a phenomenal $35, $40 after shipping. That's wonderful. I would not pay $70 for him. It's a little steep for a figure that is lacking in paint and definitely lacking in the way of weapons. I mean, my lord, I would love to have some kind of weapons, but I mean, he is a lot of fun to pose. He's going to hold that pose well. His articulation's great. His paint's great. He's going to look good on a shelf with any other Naruto figure you're putting next to. Whether articulated or not, I haven't really been disappointed in my purchase or really buying him at all. I mean, just look at this glorious figure. He looks fantastic. Definitely better than the original figuarts. I don't have it, but I've heard bad things. If you're like me and you just like Kakashi as a character and you don't mind paying $70, by all means, pay full retail. That's not a problem. But I wouldn't recommend paying full retail. That's a slight problem too, is that he has trouble standing on uneven surfaces. I'm expecting him to go on sale on a lot of online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store. Meaning if he does, pick him up. I definitely wouldn't pay $70 just because I think that's a little bit steep. But other than that, he is phenomenal. You'll have a blast with the figure. He scales with pretty much everything. Whether articulated or not, he's going to scale with most Naruto characters. He's not the tallest, but he is one of the taller characters in that franchise. Now, I would love to see them redo Jiraiya in the future, or see them redo pretty much that entire line they did back in like 2012. That'd be great. I'll probably stand him up next to the figurized Naruto when I pick it up. So if you guys would like to, of course, see that, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Figurized as a model kit line, by the way. But yeah, you really can't go wrong with him. Excellent figure, great articulation, great sculpt. all the way around a pretty solid release from Figuarts. I would just say if you want weapons, then yeah, probably not the best idea to buy this version specifically, but you can always give me weapons from one of the Anime Heroes figures. That's probably what I'm going to do, is pick up the Anime Heroes 4th Shinobi War version of Kakashi, sell the figure on eBay, and then take the weapons. Or I'll just 3D print some weapons, because I have a 3D printer. But, again, great figure, just the lack of weapons and some of the lack of shading on places like here and here, like I said, do kind of make the figure seem a little cheap at times, despite feeling excellent in the hands and despite looking the part. Yeah, can be kind of a pain when you pay $70 for a figure that's lacking that much. Before we leave, though, I will say the new Figuarts packaging. The new Figuarts packaging does look pretty good. I mean, the new Figuarts packaging looks good. You got his name, the Sharingan hero, Naruto Shippuden logo in Japanese, Tamashii Nations, Bandai. Really stylized version of the figure, but you can do this pose. That's great. You've got the blurb on the top. Another shot of the figure on the side. Some more action poses on the back. I'll take a few action poses at the end of the video, obviously, so. And then, of course, his name written in kanji with him. But yeah, if you guys liked it, then go ahead and drop a comment for me down below. Let me know what you guys think. Got a little bit of a new mic setup, so if things sound a little weird, well, I'm sorry. I'll try to fix it in editing, but hopefully it didn't sound too bad. Aside from that, though, drop some stuff in the comments if you want to see reviews, you want to see stuff like this, me reviewing figures, or you want to see more model kits or have a suggestion for more model kits. Go ahead. My next video is going to be running through the essentials of hobby tools. So all you scale modelers that are subscribed to me, feel free to tune in for that video. It'll probably be sometime later this week, maybe a little bit next week, because I've hurt my hand. If you guys haven't noticed, I've not been using this finger. I think I might have pulled a muscle, so that's nice. But yes, there will be an upcoming tool video, and there will be an upcoming model kit review of the Master Grade 100 Senanju. So I look forward to you guys coming back. I've also got some more paint videos planned, some more painting tutorials planned, a lot more hobby things planned in the future. So go ahead and, if you guys want to, go ahead and subscribe, pass this video around to your friends. Every little bit helps. And I'll see you guys in the next video.